Hey everybody, this is Jay at LockNLube, and today we are talking about our Easy-Prime pistol grip grease gun. The first thing you'll notice is that this looks a little bit different than your traditional grease gun. We've eliminated the whole traditional follower mechanism. So the spring and the rod and the bottom are all gone, and they've been replaced with a reusable plastic cap that gets pulled up with the grease by a vacuum that's created in the head here. Now, in addition to making this much more lightweight and compact, it's also going to eliminate all those oily drips and leaks and the mess that can come out the bottom of the grease gun on a hot day or when it's being stored for a long time. So it makes it one of the cleanest grease guns on the market. So no mess out the bottom, light compact design. You also get both a high volume and a high pressure delivery system. So in the high volume mode, you've got a much longer action on the grip here. The rubberized grip makes it nice and comfortable. But if you hit a sticky fitting that's not taking grease very well, you can just push this in and push that down into the high pressure setting. That it makes the throw a little bit shorter, but it allows you to build more pressure to potentially try to push through that clog. Like all of our guns, it's got the LockNLube hose assembly. That's going to include our inline hose swivel, our 20-inch whip hose, and the LockNLube grease coupler. Now, that swivel is going to allow you to move this coupler around, position the thumb lever wherever you need it, without having to swing the grease gun anywhere. And lastly, we've got our loop and lock storage design. So when you're done greasing, you can store the coupler there. Gives you a nice way to store or carry the grease gun, and most importantly, keeps it nice and clean. So the hose isn't flying around, it's not picking up dirt and grime as it goes, and again, makes this one of the cleanest grease guns on the market, one of the most lightweight and most compact, as well as combining all those features with a really high performance gun that's going to deliver all the volume and pressure you might need. Hey everybody, Jay at LockNLube, and today I'm going to show you how to prime and load our Easy-Prime grease guns. So unlike your traditional grease gun with the rod and the plate and the spring follower mechanism, all that has been replaced by this reusable cap. Now the grease gun's going to include a pack of 10 of these. They are reusable. When you get to the end of one tube, you can pop this out and put it in another one. If you lose it, if you forget, if you throw away the tube, you've still got 9 more. So we'll show you how it works. You unscrew the barrel, and the first thing you'll notice are the rolled threads. So unlike the cut threads that you find in other grease guns, this makes it a lot faster to screw and unscrew the bottom. It also is going to prevent cross-threading. So once you've got this unscrewed, you are still going to use your traditional grease cartridge. So take the plastic cap off, load this thing in. When you take the metal top off, I like to scrape it off, and then that plastic cap is a nice little holder for that until you have the chance to throw it away. So now, the next step here is to install this follower. I'm going to get a grip on this metal top of that tube as well as the holder here. And in the bottom here, I'm going to push this in, and you want to push until the very bottom lip of this follower is up in the tube, so you've pushed it all the way in until you can start to see the paper or the plastic, depending on your grease tube, sticking out the bottom. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to watch the top and push this up until I've got a fair bit of grease coming out. The reason for that is I want to fill up this whole top. The first time I load and prime this gun, there is going to be some air in there, and so if I can push a little bit up there, it's just going to make this process a little bit faster and easier. So that should fill up the top nicely. Get that screwed on. And then that's it. I'm going to start pumping the gun. I've got this in our high volume mode, which is going to be the default out of the box and also the easier way to get the gun primed because you're moving the most volume per stroke. And I just felt the grease. You can kind of get a good feel for it. It's already coming up. I'm going to keep pumping until I see it come out of the coupler. All right, and just like that, the grease gun is primed. I can store our coupler right on that storage zerk, and as I continue to use this tube of grease, continue to pump, this follower on the bottom is going to just get pulled up, and it's going to scrape the tube clean as it comes. It's going to prevent any leaks or drips out the bottom, so it's going to keep that nice and clean. If you were to drop the grease gun in the dirt or something like that, don't worry about it. As the follower moves up, if there's some dirt in the bottom, it doesn't matter. You're going to throw that tube out when you're done with it anyway. So there it is, the LockNLube pistol grip Easy-Prime grease gun, showing you how to use this follower system. to get these things loaded up and primed.